Hi there, today we're looking at the Huzzle Cast Arrows puzzle. It looks like it's a 3 out of 6 stars, and the goal of course is to disassemble it and then reassemble it. Kind of interesting. We've got a heart with 4 arrows, and we need to unsphere, basically perform surgery, and then resphere the puzzle, or the heart. Anyways, let's see what we could do. There's not much else on the packaging except here. Special thanks to Puzzle Master for sending this in free of charge so we can make this video for you. Now let's get right into it. Alrighty. That was a little tricky, but now we're in. So let's see what we have here. We've got hearts and we've got arrows. So let's get the timer going and see if we can solve this. Alrighty, so we've got a heart clearly, and it also says Hanayama on it. And we've got a bunch of arrows. Oh, I think it says arrows on it actually. Yeah, it says arrows. What does the heart say? It does say Hanayama. I guess they just rebranded their product line. So what can we do here? It looks like all the arrows are exactly the same, so we can remember that. And the heart has some extra stuff to it. It's not just enough space for the arrows. It's actually got some... Okay, we have some maneuverability. We can rotate the arrows in place here. And also there's another slot up top. Let's see if we can insert one up here. And then let's see if we can rotate yet another arrow. We have the arrow up here. We take this other one and we spin it. What can we do with that? Not much. Okay, so the arrows don't have to be oriented like this as it goes in the slit. It can also be oriented flatways like this. So perhaps we can just spin one of these and fit it through. Well, you'd think that, but it doesn't really have space. Maybe we can go through the other end? Not really. Okay, that's interesting. So there are 3 different thicknesses in the heart actually. Because in the bottom end, you've got a thinner cut or width, and then a slightly thicker one. Then you've got the really big cutout in the middle and the top. What if we had one arrow here, and then one arrow on one side and another arrow on the other side? We can't really do that. They just get in each other's way. Oh, okay, so we did that. Where can we go from here? I mean, it feels like we're so close. It's just the ends of this are in the way. It's just so odd. We get so much play in the cutout in the heart, except the arrows themselves get in each other's way. Okay, we've got the heart. I've spun 2 of the hearts, or 2 of the arrows. Let's see if we can get another spin. Okay, now we've got 3 arrows spun in the cross, and they are in each other's way again. Okay, this is a little frustrating. So, what have we got here? Okay, we've got 1 cross with 3 arrows spun now 90 degrees to how they were originally, right? And we've got 1 stray one on the side like this. I think we should be able to pull one out, especially the one through the middle. So let's see if we can do this. Okay, so what do we have here? We've got this arrow just about being pulled through. Except this guy is stuck now, which is kind of maddening. Okay, we can't do that. That feels like it should be able to come out somehow. What am I doing wrong? Oh. Something odd happened. What? This cross just fell out. Okay. Well, clearly once that happens, you can have some more fall. Some more of the arrows just fall through. You just orient them. You slide in between. Okay. So now we're back at the right orientation. We should be able to slip the center arrow just all the way right through, like so. And then easily the next ones come just like that. Very, very cool. So now I've got a nice little heart here. It's like a little pendant or coin. And we've got the different arrows. So this one says arrows, and I'm not sure if all of them are also labeled. No, that one's blank. That one's blank. That one's blank. Of course, the goal after this is to reassemble it. I have no idea how long this will take because the first arrow came out by accident. Oh, okay, there's something to note here. There's a bit of a scratch, a small blemish. Okay, let's see if we can put this together now. So, we're just going to, well, insert one. Oh gosh, I don't remember which side this was on, if it's supposed to go like this or like this. So let me just refer to the box, which is still here. Yeah, the name is not shown on that side, so I'm guessing that's supposed to be like this. So that's gonna go arrow first through the heart, like so. Alright. And then the next part can easily come in. Just slides right in. And then the third one should also just slide right in through the center, which is tricky because the arrows don't behave. So I'm going to have to just gently goad it in between, like that. And I'm not sure how I'm going to fit the next one in. Not sure how it fit in the first time anyway. Alrighty, we're back to this state. I guess it's about time to try to work out how this arrow should come back in. Now it's very odd how this was able to just simply slip out. Okay, I took things apart. I want to see if there's any other way the arrow could have gotten in. So it looks like it would have been possible for me to just slide the arrow this way. If I have one arrow here, no, I can't. First I'm going to add 2 arrows. And then try to work it out from here. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's try from the other side. See if make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. So it's possible to slip it through the tail end, but you have to lift it up into this notch here, and then it'll slip out, just like that. Okay, I think that's the final answer. So it's really hard. You have to have it right at that notch there, then you can slide this down. Okay, very, very small right there. So we're going to add that in. We're going to take the other two arrows and place them into their spots. Ah, okay. So we're going to have to do some maneuvering. That's two. Okay, let's see, I'm slipping the two in. Like that. Now we've got the three again. I'm going to need to take one and slip it to the side. Alrighty, I'm getting there. Now we need this fourth and final one to slip in this way, and I know exactly what to do. The tricky part is just in the execution. Okay, so I'm here, I've got the crook, and I just pulled the tail through. Alright, the final step, of course, is just to bring it back to its original state, and that is through twisting the pieces so they are aligned in this fashion. So we're going to see if we can rotate them. I mean, in the past, they very naturally did that, but now that I need them to do that, it's really tricky. Ah, there we go. Okay, it's not quite oriented properly. I think the Hanayama logo is in the wrong side. Yeah, it's over there. But we have now solved, basically, the cast arrows puzzle. Now, I have no idea what my times are, but of course it will show in post, so we will add those in. It's not too difficult. Conceptually it's easy, but the dexterity bit is what makes it very tricky because the arrows constantly fight against each other. And because you're trying to manipulate 5 pieces at a time, it can get very tricky to keep things where they're supposed to be. But other than that, it's a very nice display item, and due to the way the solve is, I think it's very hard to accidentally take it apart. You have to put a lot of effort into it. Alrighty, you might be a little bit confused about how odd the video was in certain places, and that's because I made an assumption. The assumption was that the arrows were exactly the same. That was not, well, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Actually, if you look closer at the arrows, these two in particular that I'm holding, they are not the same. Two different things about them that are different. One, there is an arrow label stamped on there, and that's very important because when you look at the tail of the arrows, you're going to see that the one on the left is symmetrical, but the one on the right is not. You'll see that this right side is slightly lower than the side on the left. And that very slight difference is what makes it possible for this arrow to come out first, but not this one. So that is why it took me half an hour to take it apart the first time around, and I only discovered that something was off when I tried to take it apart again, and nothing worked until I looked at this arrow. So I don't know, that's an extra little detail you need to be aware of, and never make assumptions when working with Hanayama puzzles. The cake puzzle, when I solved it, there was nothing to hide. It was absolutely exactly as it appeared in terms of structure. But the cast arrows puzzle had in my opinion, a dirty trick up its sleeve. But for those who don't make assumptions, you might notice this and be better off than I was. Anyways, that was the cast arrows puzzle. I would rate it a little bit more difficult than I thought it was, and that's because it's both a dexterity heavy puzzle and there are a couple deceptive little pieces in its solve. This time around, I will not be providing a tutorial. Hopefully it was clear enough. After seeing that one arrow is different and how I overall solved it, I think you could piece together how this came apart. But it is a dexterity puzzle, so you will need to figure out the best way for you to hold the arrows. Different people might have different preferences in how they control objects. I think this would make an excellent Valentine's Day puzzle for any puzzle lover in your life. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you'd like to get one for yourself, please check the link in the description below. Purchases made through it will get me a small commission and help support this channel. Thanks very much.